gonna buy that handbag, but then I saw that the logo on the email didn't meet brand standards, so...
Said no customer ever. The number of times I've found myself bashing my head against the desk in frustration because I get caught up in the minutia of old school branding, PR, design, and advertising rules is astounding.
Astounding!
In this week's episode, I talk about how focusing on shit that doesn't matter hurts your brand rather than helps it. And I give you an idea of what does matter, what doesn't matter, and what kind of matters, but only if you focus on the stuff that matters first. My name is Tara, and this is Truly Social. Listen. I'm as crazy about good design as the next person. Something that is beautifully designed is truly a pleasure to use. And yes, good design can affect someone's impression of you, but in social, it's such a teeny tiny part of that impression, and really, it may actually even detract from someone's impression of you. How? Well, here are a few real examples. Number one, too much polish.
Seriously? It's like you're photoshopped.
There's a pretty major political race in the US as I sit here, and I've been continuously baffled by the public reaction to both major candidates. But at the same time, I kind of get it. Not to name names, but one of the candidates is very polished, prepared, cautious. And it seems the more polished, prepared, and cautious she is, the more people seem to dislike and distrust her. When she acts more flawed and human though, she seems to win up more public favor.
Shimmy, 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 HRC. Shimmy, 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 shimmy.
Well, the other candidate is an extreme case. It feels like the more haphazard and unpredictable this person is, the better he does. Yes, it would seem that people should want polished, prepared, and cautious in a leader, as well, at least preparedness and cautiousness has a track record of being a good thing in leadership. The polish or aim for perfection seems to be putting a wall between the candidate and the audience. Now, this race is timely, but not unique. I've seen too much polish hurt many a brand in the past in exactly the same way, and it's only getting worse.
You're plastic. Cold, shiny, hard plastic.
Number two, form over function. I was once part of a company that thought a split screen design for a website, so it looked like a book, would be a good idea. I have to admit it looked unique, and I love the throwback metaphor. It was really pretty, especially since this company had its roots in print, but in reality, the layout was incredibly confusing and created issues for the content on the site and became hard to read. So instead of focusing on user experience, they focused on beauty and trying to be different. And the result, well, it completely fell flat.
Do you know what this means? It means that this damn thing doesn't work at all.
Number three, preciousness. Preciousness is that thing that happens when a brand or person overthinks everything and tries to show off, usually coming from a place of trying to prove oneself as being better or smarter than everyone else. Haha, look at me, I'm so clever.
It's amazing. You are 100% wrong. I mean, nothing you've said has been right.
Nobody likes to feel stupid, especially smart people. This doesn't mean that you need to dumb everything down or make everything super obvious. That also comes across as condescending. It just means you shouldn't ever talk down to them, whether it's through design or content. Focusing on perfection, form, and being clever only really ends up keeping the audience at arm's length, offending the audience, and/or ignoring the stuff that really matters. So then, what really matters? Well, first, let's list what doesn't matter. Believe me, this list is not exhaustive. So for your benefit, that doesn't matter! Logo size. Your RGB, CMYK, hex values, whether you use an Oxford comma or whatever, your brand standards, the length of an article, kerning, the overuse or underuse of punctuation or emoticons in your tweets, that space between the logo and the text, the you forgot to edit out, that time you mistagged someone in a tweet, and so on and so forth. You get my gist. Some of these may seem like a big deal to some of you, but focusing on these things detracts from the shit that does matter, not to mention slows you down. And this list includes respect for your audience, passion for what you're doing, listening, openness, and a desire to learn and improve, connecting to your audience, creating content that adds value to people's lives, making people laugh, making people think, building relationships, being interesting, knowing your audience, true expertise, sharing that expertise and not knowledge, being found when someone is looking for your content, humility, honesty, and being human.
Being perfect is about being able to look your friends in the eye and know that you didn't let them down.
Now, of course, if you've taken care of all that stuff, then yes, by all means, focus on the shit that doesn't matter. But if focusing on the shit that doesn't matter either takes time and effort away from the real stuff and or delays the release of the real stuff, then skip it. Because the shit that doesn't matter only matters when you haven't taken care of the shit that does matter. Let me repeat that. Because the shit that doesn't matter only matters when you haven't taken care of the that does matter. Here's a hint. If someone comments on your font or colors, either they're a graphic designer or your content is dull.
It's so boring.
My name is Tara, and this has been Truly Social.